It's a short YouTube shorts, and there are three categories that you can take part in. One location, one shot challenge. You basically create a short film entirely in one location using a single continuous shot. All right? For the filmmakers, I'm sure you know what that is. BTS Reloaded Challenge, existing new or new behind the scenes footage to set and craft your YouTube short. This is where we're looking a bit at the creativity that you have. If you have some BTS you're not using in your archives, in your storage, dig them out and let's see how you can put them to use. And of course, last but not the least is a short and sweet challenge where we create a short using an existing piece of long form content from your YouTube channel. I will not pretend like I know what long short means. However, we will talk more about this creation challenge. You have to 5 o'clock today. So in between the panel discussions and Q&As, your discussions and meetings and everything, find time to make this happen. Don't forget, it's a YouTube short. We're looking at exactly 59 seconds, not a second more. And the hashtags that you will be using, YouTube for film or Discover My Africa. Can you hear this? Say that after me. YouTube for film.
YouTube for film.
I need the energy up. YouTube for film.
YouTube for film.
Or. What you said?
Or, yeah.
Or Discover My Africa. So these hashtags is what the team will use to search your videos out. So make sure you put the hashtags there as well. Okay, with that said, I will be going off stage to prep, and I will leave you in the capable hands of my very good friend. Where is she? There she is. She's shy, and this is, well, one of her first times back on stage. So let's make some noise for Alec from Special Effects Media. She is the creative producer all the way from South Africa. Make some noise for Alec, ladies and gentlemen.
Good morning, everybody. It's so awesome to be here today, guys, and really cool to see such a full house. I also have to say, I'm loving the energy that's in the room this morning. Are you guys doing good? Yeah! Woo! See, told you, love the energy. So before we get started with this content, I do want to get to know you guys a little bit. So I'm going to shoot a few questions. How many directors do we have in the room today? Please raise your hand. Okay. How many of you are script writers? Okay. How many of you are producers? Yeah. Wow, yeah, snaxies. How many of you are editors, video editors? Okay, and my last question is, how many of you are everything? All of the above. Love that. All right, so today I'm going to kick us off with something relatively exciting, in my opinion. It's something that I think we all have in common. Sorry guys, my clicker doesn't seem to work. If I could just get another one. Sorry. Ah, here we go. There we go. Now it works. Fantastic. All right, so what I was saying is essentially, one thing that I think you and I have in common is we have an incredible love for telling stories, right? Otherwise, what would we be doing here today? So one thing that I find super interesting, and I think it's great to unpack, is why are we here in the first place? Like, why have we devoted our time into creating and telling stories? In fact, I'm maybe just gonna join you guys down here, but does anyone just take a shot, answer? Why do you think we spend time in telling and creating stories?
All right, good morning everyone. So I think one reason is because there are millions and millions of perspectives around the globe, and if you do not tell a story in the way you tell it, I wouldn't know what your perspective of the storytelling is. So because of these perspectives, we tell different stories.
I love that. So getting to know different perspectives, yes. Anybody else want to give, yes. Why? Why do we tell stories as people?
Good morning. So I believe we tell stories because it's a more entertaining way to pass a message.
Love that. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Yes. So, yeah, guys, those are one of many, many, many reasons. And one, give me a second, I'm not that fit. Oh, but, okay. So one of the cool reasons as well is if you look at it scientifically, I'm not a scientist, I'm also a storyteller, but one of the incredible kind of what research has shown is that when we listen to someone else's story, there are specific neurons in our brains that start working. And especially when you see things visually, which is what we do, right? We create visual content, is it releases certain chemicals that makes you feel physically the emotions as if you are part of the journey of that story. How incredible is that? And then other kind of scientific nuances is that whenever we tell stories, or whenever we watch stories, listen to stories, consume stories, the brain also releases dopamine. So it makes us happy, and it gives us purpose. How magical is that? So magical. All right, so today what we're going to do is we're going to take you through a variety of creative strategies. So creative strategies that you as a filmmaker can lean into when creating content for YouTube. You'll notice that a lot of the kind of techniques, they are leaned towards exploring what other things can you do on platform outside of the main film itself. So if you're uploading a film, if you're uploading a series, what other things can you do to support your channel and to also support the primary main story? So one of the strategies, the first one we're going to discuss is the power of the 4 Bs. So even though us as humans, we're just simply natural storytellers, for sure, there is a principle that basically drives us towards what makes digital content successful, and this is what you kind of see on screen. The first one is value. Ooh, this one is great. So one of the things that we always ask ourselves whenever we create a piece of content, so whether it is a 30-second video, whether it is a snippet from your film that you're posting, or whether it is even, the film or the episode itself, is what value is this giving the person that is watching the content? If you want to succeed, always make sure there is an element of value. Is it something new that they're learning? Is it simply entertaining? Is it triggering an emotion? Is it asking a question? Is it taking them on an unknown journey? What is the value? The second one is vulnerability. So we're human. We want to connect. Try as, the person behind crafting content, really trying to wear your heart on your sleeve and form a moment of connection. And that connection can be a variety of emotion. Variety. So on your channel, try and make sure that there's always a variety of content that whoever stumbles upon, in whatever mood that they're in, that they can navigate to. Maybe they're not in the mood to watch, they don't have time maybe to sit down and watch an entire feature. So perhaps, for example, offering variety could be maybe some never seen before scenes, or alternative endings as an example. And then the last one is virality. Virality means try your best to always kind of be in the know of what's happening in the world around you, what is trending, what is happening, and how can you, as a scriptwriter, director, a producer, an editor, take those moments of virality that's out there and incorporate it into the work that you're creating. So that is a strategy that's called the power of the 4 Bs. Next on our list is transmedia storytelling. This one is my personal favorite. So who of you have ever heard about transmedia storytelling? Oh, no hands. Okay, yay! So transmedia storytelling it's quite simple actually. It's just the notion of creating a story world, right, that exists beyond the primary asset or the primary film. So there are many examples, and you'll notice that a lot of big films do this, where they have essentially a film, then they maybe have animations and games, books that come after that, then social media accounts that share different stories. And the point is, if you as an audience member consume the story in all these little, basically different areas and different mediums, you paint a bigger picture. So it really gives you an opportunity as the creative to tell a broader story, to go deeper, to give people more information. And this strategy is really, really awesome because you can totally utilize it in a digital world. So YouTube is the perfect space to make use of a transmedia storytelling notion. And yeah, sorry guys. Oh, my clicker is not, there we go. Cool. Yeah, so this is where YouTube comes into play. YouTube has a variety of capabilities. So most importantly from a content format perspective, if you're not, for example, using shorts right now as a filmmaker, totally do. You can tell shorter stories, you can share moments to get to know your characters, and all of this can contribute towards a transmedia storytelling strategy. And when we're looking at what maybe this could look like, just an idea from a content strategy perspective, is it could look something like this. So we've divided it into 3 phases: intrigue, instill, and inspire. Intrigue, so intriguing your audience, will maybe come before you release your film. Instilling your audience, so getting them to understand and to really get the buy-in to go and watch this thing right now, basically comes during the screening window. And inspire is post-release, so crafting content that inspires people to click through and really just try and get to know the full story. And you'll see on screen, under each of these categories, I'm not going to go into them in too much detail, but you would see what would be done traditionally, or like classically. So teasers and trailers before the premiere, nothing really done during the screening window, and then behind the scenes or deleted scenes, or maybe a director's cut post-screening, right? But when it comes to a platform like YouTube, there's so many other things that you can do. So for example, under intrigue, gamified content. We'll show you some examples of, by the way, this just now. Maybe exclusive character preludes, lyric videos, or maybe music that's been produced for your film specifically. And then last but not least, maybe alternative endings you could use, for example, for your Inspire segment. So now I would like to play a few examples that I really felt fit so well into each of these categories, just to give you an idea of what a channel is doing with a few really, really, really great feature film numbers. This is Prime Video Nigeria, and we can, maybe play the first video for this.
Hey guys, my name is Dan, and I'm ready for the last one that we will be here after you guys. Are you ready? Let's go!